Welcome to the SJ Child Show. This episode is sponsored by Water and Body Basics. Visit 3440 South, 5600 West, West Valley City, Utah. Mention SJ Childs today.
Hi, and welcome to the SJ Childs Show. I'm your host, SJ Childs, and today I have a special guest, Kyrsti Snyder. Kyrsti is here. Well, she's in Colorado. I'm here in Utah, but she's here on the SJ Childs Show today to give us some information about the business that she runs and her group that she has on Facebook. I'll let her take over more. Hi, Kyrsti. Thanks for being here.
Hey, no problem. I'm excited to be here today.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty good.
So nice to have you here. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you are currently working on.
Sure, you got it. So I am a mom of two kids, both boys, both crazy. They're 2 and 4. We live in Colorado Springs, but born and raised in Utah for the last couple decades. And I run a couple businesses at home. I do both business and mindset coaching. And then I also have an e-commerce store that's a cute boutique online. Love all of it. I've been married for about 8 years now and didn't graduate college. I'm proud of that. And now I'm here just doing my thing here in Colorado and loving every piece, every piece of it.
I bet. I like the freedom that it sounds like you have to do so many things and be comfortable moving around and things. Like I was saying, I love Colorado. I just think it's the most beautiful, beautiful place. And yeah, that's really exciting. Tell us about your business that you run. And then I want to hear more about the boutique too.
Sure. So I'll start with the boutique. The boutique is called Sally Sue Collections. Growing up, my dad and a couple of my brothers would call me Sally. Aww. Don't ask me where that came from.
I love that.
Decided to title it that because it's personalized, customized items that are catered for women. I mean, I do have men, yes, but the majority it's catered to women, sassy type of things, which is totally me. And then a lot of personal development, inspiration, faith type of things too.
I love that. So, that sounds amazing. And where can we find that if we go online to look?
So just sjchildsllc.com.
Perfect. Sally Sue. I love that. Is so cute. I love that. No, I think that nicknames really give you like a boost. I mean, I think it makes you feel like you have kind of like an alter ego almost, and this it's the same for our daughter. We call her Birdie and her name is Anna. And it just
exactly.
funny thing that is just, she's 9 and we call her Birdie all day long, every day. And it'll just be something and I think that is so special. I really love the idea of a nickname. Sarah didn't turn into much of a nickname, right? That's okay.
Sarah Bear, I guess.
I got that one a couple times. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Got that one. That's really funny. I love your mindset and things like that you focus on, because I completely agree that mindset, mindfulness, the way you speak to yourself, for yourself, about yourself, and, about your future really sets up the tone for yourself. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Sure. So I own Velocity Consulting. I chose the name Velocity because to me, the definition of that is the power in which you attract the things you desire. And it goes so much more in depth than meets the eye of like, positive thinking. No, it's not positive thinking. It's who you believe you are is your result in your life. So if you take income, if you take a relationship, if you take friendship, if you, as a mom, right, like me and you, take anything that you want to increase in your life, have it become better, which literally is and should be everything. The velocity in which you do that brings what you desire. The problem is majority of people aren't sure, right? And I'm putting that in quotes. They aren't sure what they desire because they don't allow their mind to go there. They probably don't feel worthy of whatever it is they're wanting, or they don't feel they can have it. They're too young. They don't have credibility, whatever BS we tell ourselves, right? And what I do in my business is, yes, I help scale businesses to reach more revenue, things like that. But it's not the system side of it, right? It's exactly what you said. It's all about the mindfulness around it. It's the mindset in which you do it. And people have been conditioned to think and believe certain things, and that's not always accurate. It's not who they actually are. So I help debunk a lot of that scientifically and empower a person to actually do what they want and be what they want instead of settling.
Yeah, absolutely. And so many people do settle and they don't realize that they have another choice. Isn't that the truth? And so it's so important for us to get the message out to people and to try to uplift and help as many people out that don't have that same awareness or just are on their way to getting it, but might need that little extra boost or reminder.
Sure.
Yeah, I absolutely love that message. You also have a Facebook group. Tell us about the name of that and what that entails.
So the Facebook group is called Magnetic Mindset for Business Professionals. I help people who are moms working at a grocery store wanting to do something more. I also help people who want to write a best-selling book and they're single. And then on the total opposite end, CEOs of big corporations who want their teams to do better. Along with the network marketing, side hustlers, things like that, people wanting to increase. I chose magnetic mindset because first, it goes along with velocity.
Yeah.
And second, your magnetic mind is the result that you have. So when people look at their results and they wonder, well, how come I don't have that? Why does she have it? She's not any more bright than me. She's older, she's younger, whatever it is. And the truth is, it's not about luck. It's not about circumstance. It's about who created what and who expressed what they want.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
You either hold yourself back or you push yourself forward. And
Yeah.
that is just really the truth. And I mean, I, for one, am the person who, if I want something and I'm going to get it, like there's just no stopping me. And sometimes I don't even, I truly believe in law of attraction and all of those things. So I don't even think about how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. That's going to be the result. I'm celebrating it. It's fantastic. And results, right?
Yep. And the end. And that's the thing too, is when The Secret came out, here I am like 7, 8 years old, right? Writing in my little journal, writing out the things I want. And some of them happened, some of them didn't. But what was missing in The Secret, where they talk about the law of attraction, is the law of attraction is the secondary law. It's the law of vibration that sets up what you attract or do not attract. And that's what I teach.
I love that.
It's the power in which you do the thing that determines the outcome, not how positive thinking you are.
I love how these type of conversations just seem to align for me in like all of this week. This is what I've been talking about. And I mean, my husband and I totally believe in vibrations, frequencies, everything, and just being very open and attuned to your vibrational levels in the world. And so it's fantastic that, we're now talking about this. It's like the tone of the week.
Exactly.
I love that you said that you heard The Secret when you were little, because I'm probably 20 years older than you. So I was in my 20s when I listened to it. I was 27, you were 7. And, but we also shared it with our oldest, who, I guess maybe needs to be reminded a little, and we should send her a copy so she can re-listen to it. But also have given, the information and the education to our other 2 children. My daughter, of whom is so like emotionally mature. She's very emotionally intelligent, and she understands. I mean, she's one of the most awakened people I've ever met, and she is 9 years old. I can talk to her on such a deep, emotional, personal level. I could talk to her about all of this. And she is so understanding and so like grateful for the information, and of course she has her whole life to put it into use for herself.
Sure.
But the fact that she's even mindful enough to be able to have conversations about this at 9 years old,
Sure.
incredible. Obviously setting herself up for someone like with success like yourself. So fingers crossed, right?
Well, and it doesn't, because I work with people who are double, triple my age.
Yeah.
And I work with people who are a few years younger than me, right? It doesn't really matter to me. I used to have this thing, okay, this condition I placed on myself saying, once I'm this age, then I'll have credibility. I'm too young. They won't take me seriously. I don't have the posture to do that. And now my perception has shifted to the people who are 2, 3, 4 times older than me, who want this type of material, who want the steps, the course, the training, the accountability, and the empowerment. The reason they're okay to have me help them is because the perception shifts. Wow, she's 27 years old. My gosh, where would I be had I had that information back then? So your daughter being 9 years old, the more consistent and the more repetitious you can be with teaching those types of things, with actually talking about what sets a person up, not who's successful, right?
Yeah.
Success is defined way differently, but to have someone who's young or someone who's old. First, if you're older and you feel bad that you're just barely understanding these types of things, that you actually have way more control than you give yourself credit for, or worthiness, deservingness, whatever you want to label it as. What I told a client even just a couple days ago is, instead of being upset and feeling bad and guilty that you did not know, forgive yourself and understand that all that you need comes to you in the moment you need it, whether you're 65 or you're 16.
It's so true.
And then forgive the people who didn't teach you what you should have known.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know either.
Yeah, I agree. It's all about grace, giving yourself grace, giving other people grace, and just really being, if you want to resonate good love and kindness, you have to lead that by example. I'm going to go on another show in a few days, and I was just writing down a few things, and I was thinking, okay, they wanted me to give 3 tips. And I was like, okay, the 3 E's. Let's see. Of course, no, educate. That's what I was going to say. Educate, empower, and example. Like educate your kids or yourself or, your friends, empower them by giving them the knowledge about, and then they use it for themselves. And then of course, lead by example, because you can say all the right things and yada, yada. But if you come home, if you go out to the world and you say hello to everyone, and then you come home and yell at your dog, or, you just do something quite opposite, that's not being like, that's not living that example. That's just acting it out in the world. And that's not where you want to be in, feeling.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's not because most of the times people aren't even intentional about that.
Yeah.
They get mad at their kids, and then in public, they're like this perfect person. It's not because they're being intentional. It's because it's their self-image talking.
And their defenses and everything that they cover up with. So I think that really learning how to be your authentic self. And there's a quote, I'm sure that I'm going to get it wrong. And you may have even told me what it was. It feels like in our last conversation, possibly, but it was something like, the more you accept who you are, the less struggle you have to become who you think you should be. And I think that it's so empowering. And so once you like really take hold of that and think, no matter who I am, like, but I was so afraid to be on camera in November, just last November. And now I've done like 60 interviews on front of the camera, and I love it. And I can't wait to do more. Just that tiny little place I moved into where it was a little bit uncomfortable and I made it my own. And
Sure.
I think that that's so good for my family to see that it's okay to take risks. It's okay to go after those things that you really, really want and love, especially like you said, when they are happening at the right time. When things come to you, it happens and you take advantage of it, or probably don't, I guess, for some. Stay in the comfortable zone, right?
Right. Well, and it's pushing outside the comfort zone. And no, I don't mean the cheesy life starts in your comfort zone. No, it's so much more in depth.
Yes.
So much more in depth. It's just like the quote, whether you think you can, you think you can't, either way, you're right. The reason that type of cheesy quote is true, and because it's so in depth, people just think it's woohoo, think positive, right? The reason it's actually scientific is because the person who believed he could did.
Yeah.
That is the differentiator compared to someone successful or not successful, the pro in their field, the not pro in their field. Doesn't matter if you're new, doesn't matter how old you are. It matters if you believe that you can. And then as you lead by example, it's actually contagious. So if I sacrifice myself and I say, okay, I got to play small because makes Sarah uncomfortable. No, that doesn't make sense. If I do that, it's contagious and you're saying, cool, I guess I'll settle too. The problem is most of the time we're not aware of it.
Yeah.
You become who you're around, right? You become birds of a feather flock together, right?
Yeah.
That is true. You're also only as strong as your weakest link. So if in the people you associate with, if you're taking inventory for their income, for their marriage, for their health, is it actually what you want?
Right.
Would you switch places with that person? If the answer is no, turn the volume down on their opinion a little bit. Doesn't mean you can't be friends with them. Just means turn the volume down, raise your volume. And then as you're contagious and saying, holy cow, I can do that, it's going to allow other people to give themselves permission to do so too.
Yeah. That made me think of something kind of funny. I don't know why it brought that up, but I was just telling my husband just the other day that, when we do raise our vibrations, it's a natural effect that the people around us that aren't raising their vibrations as well are going to fall away in a bit.
They are.
And I said, it's kind of like an itchy, uncomfortable scab. It's like it's a very uncomfortable, like letting go, but it's what's necessary. And you really, instead of fighting to keep it, really just embrace that. Let's just get through this and realize that the reason it's happening is because we have different, like you said, different mindsets, and those they're fly in a different direction. We can't go that way. We've got to stick
and they have a different vibration too.
Yes.
And the thing is that you can sit and hold yourself back to have others be comfortable.
Right.
You can. Majority of people do.
Yeah.
But when you step into your own power, first, it allows people to do the same.
Yeah.
Second, the people who go along with you want that energy too. And it's not because you're the master of it all. It's because you're saying, I'm worthy of that, which positively impacts other people. So I used to fight the same thing. I used to say, well, if I make more money, people will treat me different, right? No, they don't.
Yeah.
That's
right.
crap.
Yeah.
They don't treat me different. In fact, it's actually opposite.
Yeah.
They treat me the exact same, but they're more empowered by my example. Instead of, because I grew up in a family of 9 kids.
Wow.
My parents are really well off. I'm the second oldest. I carved my own path. I'm definitely the black sheep of the family. I used to be mad about that, thinking that I must have done something wrong.
Yeah.
The reality is because I carved my own path, gave my siblings, I feel, and friends permission to do the same.
100%.
Instead of just doing the mold.
Yes.
because you're not hurting anyone by growing.
No.
If they're mad about that,
Agreed.
it's because they're not growing, and that's their
So
problem.
true. That is so very true. And it's a reflection, like you had
Mhm.
said. That's what it, and exactly what the word kept coming into my head. Reflection. It's the reflection of yourself that you're putting out. The reflection of what you're getting back, and the people that are following, or agreeing with you that yes, it's the great way to go.
Right.
It's so interesting because I'm an only child, so I have like no understanding of what that's
Mhm.
like to be in that kind of a situation. But I am a military daughter. So I do have a lot of expectations that
Mhm.
I had to kind of get through. Like, oh my gosh, if I don't weigh a certain something, people might not be nice to me or might not
Mhm.
like me, just like with
Mhm.
the money,
Mhm.
and it's such like a, a harmful to yourself, a self-harming thought and process to put yourself through.
Mhm.
And when you realize, okay, my children look at me, they love me every day. They don't ever ask me what I weighed this morning.
Right.
They don't care. They don't care. And
Uh-huh.
I think it took me a really long time to finally embrace the fact that it didn't matter. But yeah,
Right.
I'm definitely there. Thank heavens. But it was really like something that held me back for so, so long. And
Uh-huh.
not like you said, not even sometimes consciously, but
Mhm.
most of the time not consciously. And it was a learning to embrace the who I really am and not who I think I should be.
Right.
That is what pivoted and changed that.
Mhm. Yeah, I tell my clients all the time, stop shitting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because what benefit is that doing?
Yeah.
I should be a certain way. That's you admitting that you're not enough.
Yeah.
That's you saying and acknowledging I have lack.
Yeah.
I must not be good. I must not be right. So even on that, I say something like, um, people say, what's the best version of yourself? I'm working towards my better version, right? I don't say those two words. I say my highest version because
Mm.
when I think of my highest version, I think of creating.
Yeah.
To create means to bring into existence. So who do I simply want to be? That's the person I show up as.
Yeah.
Instead of better version says I used to suck, and
Yeah.
best version, it's not because you're trying to be the best, it's because when you're saying my highest version, the person you are today compared to even yesterday is totally different because your awareness, your thoughts are different. You've seen things differently, you've perceived things differently, right?
It's so
And the
true.
person who grows is always seeking fuller expression, seeking something higher than themselves. I
Yeah.
used to think it was contradictory, right, to being humble.
Mm-hmm.
If I want more money, better relationship, more health, longer hair, this, that, to release weight, whatever it is, if I want something more than what I'm doing, I must not be humble.
Mm.
That's such crap.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
It's
totally.
such crap.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, if you're always wanting to grow, that means you're always creating.
Mm-hmm.
And a body at ease creates.
Yeah.
A body in dis-ease, disease, see that?
Yeah.
A body not at ease is full of anxiety, it's full of fear, it's full of doubt, and that's not who we are made to be.
Right.
Not at all.
Yeah. No, and I'm so happy to connect with you and because I feel like all of these things are coming into place and all the right vibrations and just like connecting in all of the right ways in so many ways. And it's all because, like you said, I'm putting it all out there. I'm saying these are the people that I want to connect with. These are the people who I'm going to have to help me spread the message
Sure.
of all of the same things that I believe in as well. And I
Mhm.
love that. I love that we've never had this conversation before. It's all authentic. It's all just coming from the heart and everything.
Mhm.
And so yeah, it's really what people need to hear and how
Mhm.
they can get inspiration from that.
Sure. Sure.
Definitely.
You got it.
Oh, I love that. I'm so glad that we were able to connect today. Before we go, I want to make sure we know where to find you on your things. Now, do you take like individual clients or courses available?
Yes. Yep.
That's good.
Yep. So right now it's one-on-one. That will be shifting here within the next 2 months. It will be group coaching, more masterminding. The people I work with now will also get those types of things. So there's a cost in waiting.
Yeah.
There's also a cost in price too. But my course is called Thinking into Results. It's scientific, it's proven. My mentor is Bob Proctor. So you guys
wonderful.
you're truly getting the best, the best of the best.
Absolutely.
And it's 6 months. So it's bi-weekly with me, one-on-one, or eventually group mastermind coaching. And there's application to it. Because for me, inside my group, even on a podcast like this, the knowledge, the inspiration is great. And it's the application of that understanding, not just the good words, but the understanding of it that actually shifts things and changes your circumstance. That's where I come in.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, I love that. I'm so happy to have you on here, Kyrsti, and share your powerful message with people.
Sure.
It's really, really inspiring. And I'm really proud of you. So thank you. Thank you for being here today. Absolutely. We will definitely be in touch, and I'll make sure to have all your links down in the description to find you. And yeah, any tips that you want to leave for people today?
I would say think of 2 things right now. First, why is it you're not going for what you actually want? And what is it that you want? And when I say that, I'm talking, what is it you desire? If you let your mind wander, where does your mind go? What fantasy do you create? Because it's in that people can actually want and decide to behave differently. Your behavior determines your results, but your behavior comes from your self-image. It comes from the thoughts that you hold on to and the ones that you detach from. So figure out what it is you want. Show me what it is you want. I'll show you how to get there.
I love that.
Be decisive on it and say you're worth it, because you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful words. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Like I said, we will definitely be in touch. And yeah, I hope you have a great weekend.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Sarah.
Thanks, Kyrsti. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.